everybody, it's Madeline, and I wanted to share a little bit about this Toy Story busy book that I made for my kids. It's the first one that I've made by myself, and I posted just a fast flip through on my Instagram. It's late now, so the lighting might not be as good, but it's just way too loud when the kids are awake for me to film, so I'm doing it now, and I thought I might answer some kind of frequently asked questions about how I made this and just give a little bit more detail about how I made it in case someone else might want to. So the main fabric I used is felt, just the cheap acrylic felt that you get at any craft store. I got mine at Joann's and Michael's. So I'll just get started on the front cover. This front cover, the way I got the cloud shapes on it is by finding a picture of the clouds on the wall in the beginning of Toy Story just on Google and putting it into my Silhouette Cameo studio. And then I had my silhouette cut out the clouds out of the blue, and then I sewed the blue onto a white piece of felt. But the problem with that is you need the the cut mat to be super sticky. But then after you put one piece of felt on it, it's done. Like, you're not going to be able to get anything to stick to it good again. So I don't know. I'm happy with the way it turned out, but I don't think I'd want to do that again. I don't know how else I would do this because it wowould take forever with an X-Acto knife. So I don't know, maybe it's worth 10 bucks. And then next I just found the Toy Story logo, and then I cut out the red part, and the red actually goes all the way behind the whole word toy, and then the blue part, and I put the letters in puff paint, and I just freehanded that. Next, for this wanted page, this is from the opening credits of the first Toy Story, and I just used acrylic paint to put the words and the shape, and then sewed down the Mr. Potato Head body. On the page next to it, I put a little purse with a button, and that's where all of his little accessories are. And those I just freehanded, but I know that there are like templates online that you can use. Next is my little ham page. I thought this one was really cute. I got this idea on Pinterest, and since my lighting's weird, it looks like I have two oranges. This is pink and this is orange. You'll see that in my flip through. So what I did for ham was I just didn't sew along this top edge, so that way you could put the coins in there. And then what I did for each coin is I traced the, I don't know what you call it, like the top to my daughter's sippy cup, and I traced 3 of those on felt. So I did 1 that went on the page backing, and then 2 for each coin. And on one side of the coin I put a cam snap, and I put a cam snap on the coin that's on the backing. And then I just sewed the 3rd piece over the top of that first one. That way you didn't see the snap on the top. So all of those snap on and off, and they can all be stored in the pig and out of the pig. Next is the barrel of monkeys, and this one was super simple. I just printed out a small picture of one of the barrel monkeys and traced it onto my felt. Then I picked one of each color and just hand stitched it to the backing. The rest are not hand stitched anywhere, so that way you can attach them. And then I just have the little blue barrel where I sewed along the 3 edges. Next is the pizza page. So I kind of went with a similar idea with this in having the pieces stored within the pizza. So I sewed all the way around here, but then left this top part open. And my son said he wanted to match them, but I couldn't think of 8 toppings. So there's just 4. So each quarter of the pizza has a different topping. And again, I just freehanded these. The olive, I actually used the punch for the grommets that came with the grommet kit to get the center of the olives out. And then also for the pizza, this is 3 different pieces of felt all stacked on top of each other. It works way better with felt to stack things on top, so even though I just wanted a little bit of the red, it's better to do a big red circle and then put a little white one on top than cut out just this thin border and try and make it so there's no gaps. Next is our alien page. Again, I found an image that I liked on Google and printed it out and then traced it onto my felt. And I just super glued googly eyes onto this page. And I used black acrylic paint. Oh, why is my camera out of focus? That's a little better. I used black acrylic paint to do their mouths. And then I also put a little white piece of ribbon with some pony beads to do counting. And then I used puff paint to do the numbers. And I just tacked each of these ribbons down. Next comes my RC remote. And again, this looks yellow. My lighting is so weird. So this one, it's a pretty simple page, but it did require a little bit of planning. In order to make this lever go up and down, I used a set of cam snaps to snap it onto the backing. And then this wheel is actually on a snap as well. Just like how I did the coin, but then instead of snapping it up, you just turn it. And then each of these little pony beads, I just hand sewed on there. Now for Buzz and Woody flying like they do in the end scene, I knew I didn't have time to really make Buzz and Woody out of felt or even paint them because I only have a couple days to finish this. So what I did was I printed out an image I liked on iron-on paper and just ironed it onto a piece of white felt. Then I put a couple clouds onto the backing and I put this ribbon that goes up across and down. Oh, and the way I attached it to the ribbon was I just cut a tiny little slit on either side and then the ribbon is through the back. Finally, we have the back page. This was inspired by a minimalist movie poster I saw on Pinterest. Oh, I don't know why my camera's having such difficulty focusing, but here we go. We've got Woody's boots and Buzz's boots with Andy written on them. And then each page has 3 grommets and it's all held together by 1-inch binder rings. Some frequently asked questions that I've been getting about this book, how long it took me to make. I started working on this in December, I think December a little bit before Christmas, but I don't get a whole lot of time to work on this sort of thing. I'm also a full-time college student and I sew a lot of my kids' clothes and that takes priority. So I was really only able to get about 1 page done a week. The first week of March now, and I am just now finished today. So I have been working on this for almost 3 months, 2.5 months now. Next is how much it cost to make, and I feel like I can't really give you an accurate idea of how much it cost because a lot of the supplies I already had on hand. So felt is very cheap. Puff paint I think was $2 for a little container of it. These binder rings were $5 at Office Depot. The grommets were $3 at Hobby Lobby. The button I already had on hand, the acrylic paint I already had on hand. I already had cam snaps. Cam snaps are pretty inexpensive though. Pony beads I think cost me $3. I already had googly eyes. I already had the ribbon. And again, the paint. The next question I got a lot was if it is hand sewn or machine sewn, and the answer is both. Certain details like this are hand sewn, and my 4-year-old even helped. You can tell along there where he helped me sew that on. Whereas like the edges are all sewn by my machine. So it just depends on where you're looking in this. Like the monkeys, that's hand stitched on, that sort of thing. The next question that I've been getting a lot is if I will sell this or if I will make another one to sell. And the answer to both of those are no. I will not be selling this, I don't think probably ever. I think this is going to be most likely a special keepsake for my kids. And no, I don't really have the time to replicate this and sell it. I don't feel like it's reasonable for a paying client to wait almost 3 months for a product like this to get done. And that is how long it would take. Additionally, just due to copyright issues, I don't think I could sell this. I have used so many trademarked and copyrighted images throughout this that Disney's lawyers could have a field day. And don't think that those big corporations don't come out after the little guys sometimes. So that's why I'm making this video, to show others a little bit about how I made it and maybe answer some of their questions about that. So if they really want one, they can make their own. So thank you for watching this, and I hope you subscribe.